Um,
Islands in the stream. That is what we are, right? Absolutely.
I have a question, Tony.
You're back to your old self, gosh. Is it? Oh, I thought it said juggling. I was about to have some jokes. Go ahead.
What is jugging, Tony?
I have no idea.
Drinking.
How do we keep our safe?
No, jugging is drinking.
Jugging is drinking. Okay,
You're
Bathers, read the chat.
I
Oh, you can't. Mike, you need to click the chat button on the right of the screen.
No, you're not listening to me. It's because
No, that's what Glick says you need to do because he's got StreamYard. Now, Glick, you've hosted. He's not hosting. He's actually guesting. I can see the chat. I know how I got my setup.
A developing story this morning. A family has a warning for all of us after 3 armed men followed them home, tried to rob them at gunpoint. This whole thing was caught on camera and in their driveway. Chris Sadeghi joins us here in studio with a look at that video. Chris, police say this was targeted.
Yeah, Kara, and this is some frightening video to look at. It shows what is called jugging. It is not new. However, Dallas police say it does seem to be happening more and more often. This video is from Mark Gardner's driveway in North Dallas. He backed his car in, and then 3 armed men jump out of an SUV, run up, and start pointing their guns at him, even pounding on his window, demanding he give up the cash he has on him. Jugging is when thieves hang out at banks or ATM machines, watch someone withdraw cash, then follow them looking for an opportunity to take that cash. In this case, their plan did not work because Mark kept his doors locked and managed to escape by driving through a small opening between the SUV and another car. Fortunately, he and his stepson, who was also in the car, were not hurt. The video captured a good look at the 3 men, and Gardner hopes someone recognizes their faces.
Maybe they think they're invincible. But if they think they're that tough, wait till they get to prison.
And jugging cases happen often enough that us.
Wow. I've never heard of that term then.
That term, no.
I don't know how that actually relates. Is it supposed to rhyme with mugging?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. You know what it reminds me of? Have you guys seen the video where these guys drive up? There's 3 or 4 of them. They're at the gas station, and they're trying to rob this guy, and the guy started pouring gas on them.
Wow.
He poured gas on them, got his lighter out, and went, "Yeah, let's go." And they all took off.
Yeah, took off.
with all gas on them because they were trying to rob him, and he just started spraying his gas because he was loading up his car, pulled it out, and just started spraying them all, and then pulled the lighter out and said he was going to set them on fire.
Jeez. Hey, Tony, I got a quick question for you. How do we not become a victim of jugging? What are some things that we need to do?
Don't open your windows.
Be aware of your surroundings. Don't leave cash in your car. Change your routes. Carry cash in cars discreetly. Call 911. Let me.
You're not going to call 911 in that
First of all,
situation.
let me go ahead and be hood on this one because y'all gonna have to learn some hoodness a little bit sooner or later. Smoke what's good. Be aware of your surroundings. That's number damn 1. These days, if you go into the ATM, you got to anticipate somebody's watching you. Most ATMs are in public; they're not in private. Number damn 1. That's for real. Don't leave cash in your car. This is not the 70s or 80s anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Why does this even have to be said in the first place?
Yeah.
And let me throw this out there to the rural people, the country people, the people who ain't worried about nothing, the people who think nobody's going to mess with them. Mess around if you want to, and that's the clean version. I'm serious. Change your routes. That is difficult for some people. Some people don't want to change their ways.
Yeah.
It's in your best interest to do so, but some people don't want to change their ways. I can kind of recommend that one. Carry cash in cards discreetly. That's a little difficult. People are still carrying cash in their wallet as well as their cards. Y'all work that one out. Just give me 1 second, Mike. Call 911. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. By the time somebody pulls a gun in your face, they're not going to see it and be like, "Here, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to call the cops on me." Get the hell out of here.
That's not going to happen.
Y'all killing me with this call 911 mess.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the first 4 rules. You don't have to. Follow the first one in the first place. You won't have to go through the other 4. Honestly, seriously, truthfully, and totally, it is just that simple. Go ahead, Mike.
I had a boss many years ago, and you guys were talking about 70s, 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of these guys. He was kind of flashy, and he always carried like $2,000 on him. And people knew he always had a roll of money on him.
He probably had a gun on him too. Go ahead.
No, he didn't have a gun. He was
He
Canadian,
walked around with $2,000 every day. Everybody knew it, and he didn't
or
have a gun.
more, or
Or
and
more. He didn't have a gun.
no, and he got rolled, and he didn't do it again. He didn't do it again. And you should never be flashy and make it seem
Agreed.
like. And nowadays, nobody carries cash, really.
Some people do still carry cash, Mike.
Okay, in this room, do you guys carry cash? I can't tell you the last time.
I rarely, if at all,
Nope.
ever. I
Nope.
carry cash about as often as helicopter comes around. You just can't. Everything's been digital for a lot of people, and from the pandemic, when there was a cash coin shortage,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people started going digital. What isn't on there, and I want to throw this out there, is people can have those digital wallets. They know how to get those too. Y'all know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They talked about how to get people with those credit cards on their phones about 10 years ago. They walk by with little scanners. They pull all the information off your phone. You don't even damn know it.
In Canada, I don't know if you guys know this, but was all these bank machines that had where people put on top of the regular machine
Yeah.
another machine that looked like it,
Yes.
and it was reading. So when you were doing your numbers, they were
They
getting
read
all the
everything.
information.
They read all the information. Yeah, they got the little fake when you put the card in. There's a fake one right over
Yeah,
it.
it's fake, but the whole faceplate was fake.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just went on and
I've
didn't
seen
look.
it. Yeah.
And
I've
it was
seen it.
funny. It was so well done that even the people at the bank were like, "Oh, they upgraded it. Why
No,
does
they
that
ain't
look
upgraded nothing.
different?" And other people went. A couple of clever people went, "That's not an upgrade."
No, it's not.
What's going on, Sunday Night Smoke? He says 911 is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Flavor
Yeah,
Flav
the
said
other
that.
thing you got to be careful too is if you go to festivals where you've got people that go from city to city to city, there's a
Mhm.
lot of people who will gather your information.
Yes,
You
they
know,
Yeah.
will. International travel. There was actually a situation in Puerto Rico in early 2000s. They got a copy of everybody's cards that had swiped through this one hotel, and they were jacking people's accounts left and right.
Whew.
but
Uh,
even corporations now are always at risk of
Everybody's
making
at risk.
Yeah.
Rick says the origin of the term jugging is unclear, but some believe it came into use over a decade ago when thieves stole women's purses as they pumped gas, according to the Houston Chronicle. All right.
Yeah.
I heard a story, and this is when I was DJing. That this was in like the early 80s, okay? That there was a guy, he tried to steal this lady's purse, and he drove by, and he ended up trying to cut the cord of her thing,
Mm-hmm.
and she pulled out a gun and literally shot a hole through his hand.
Good.
Yeah. I was like, and she was an older lady, and you know, they didn't charge her then anything, and I was,
He got what he deserved for trying.
yeah.
Good.
But that is somebody who has probably lived around that and had what you call street smarts.
Well, she had a little bit of awareness. She probably went through something that she wasn't going to deal with it. We're not supposed to advocate violence, but I'm going to advocate self-defense. Somebody tried to rob you, do what you got to do.
Rick chimed in and said he was a victim of that at a gas station. That's why they say pay inside, not at the pump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see Smoke's comment? Yep.
And Smoke says one of my boys' cards info got ripped when we were in Colombia last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what was funny? I went to Citi Field last month
Mm-hmm.
to see Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
I get to for parking, to pay for parking. And I hadn't been there for 3 years because of COVID and everything else like that. And not only the fact was parking was $40 for Citi Field for a game in Queens, New York. Everything was cashless.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so hard. Like you're sitting here and we all three of us said we rarely carry money, but we are susceptible to this type of stuff because we're pulling that card out and swiping
Yeah.
away.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a more educated criminal attack. Like you have to be pretty smart to be able to put a faceplate on something, then able to relay the information, then do it. Like this isn't someone who runs in and stills, smokes.
No. Yeah, Rick bugging.
What's her name, Medea by chance?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched the one show? I'm not sure what network it on. I think he used to on Periscope. And there was a guy that worked at a variety store,